In East Germany, the Kalashnikov was the weapon of the army, the police, and the border troops. Images from an NVA maneuver. But the rifles did not come from Russia. They were manufactured in East Germany under license. In this former factory in Annaberg-Buchholz, near Wieger in Saxony,
Apparently, given the geopolitical situation, it was decided that this was acceptable. On the other hand, the topic of the foreign production of Kalashnikov rifles is a largely unknown, unexplored, and very interesting subject.
Here in the Erzgebirge Mountains, a kind of high-tech weapons factory was operated under strict secrecy in the 80s. It bore the name GWB. Only the closest employees knew that Kalashnikov brand assault rifles were being produced here under license, among other things. The operation was more productive and far more modern than the other factories in East Germany.
The VEB, Geräte- und Werkzeugbau Wieser, was one of the largest enterprises in Annaberg-Buchholz and the region. It did a great deal for its community, for its employees. They had correspondingly good salaries. There were nurseries, there were company doctors, there were company flats. There was a direct shuttle in peak commuting hours.
Wolfgang Berghäuser worked as an engineer at the GWB and was thereby bound to the strictest secrecy. In these buildings, he and his colleagues worked until the fall of the wall. Above all, on the Kalashnikov.
This is a connecting passage where the weapons were transported on trolleys from the assembly area down to the test range, where they were then test-fired and checked as part of final inspection.
The path to the shooting range. No ordinary GDR citizen had access here. Instead, senior military officers sometimes came. What happened here attracted particular interest from this man, Alexander Schalk-Golodkowski. He belonged to the inner circle around Erich Honecker. Schalk-Golodkowski was supposed to use his GDR company KOKO to procure hard currency, above all for the workers' and farmers' state. A different caliber was used in the West. For this reason, at the end of the 80s, the GWB developed an assault rifle using NATO ammunition.
That was the Wieger 940. That was a completely different weapon. It was based on the same basic principle, but through the use of a different cartridge. Of course, the whole ballistics had to be recalculated, redesigned. And a new design had to be created, so that the weapon could also be sold where it was intended to be sold. That means producing a completely new weapon within just under 2 years. That was quite a challenge. Bearing in mind that the weapon was not only produced by us, but that many individual components came from other enterprises.
Based on the AK-47. Secured behind high walls, the GDR's engineers created the Wieger 940 in record development time, a large new assault rifle that the NVA immediately tested in a large-scale trial. Secret video recordings from the NVA at the time document this. In a drop test, the weapon is thrown to the ground several times from a height of 2 meters, including directly onto the barrel. Yet the soldier can pick the weapon up again and continue firing. Very few weapons at the time passed such a test at all.